Turning over there. I don't know how to segue from that, because I don't want anyone to think that I'm suggesting you have bad breath now,
Well,
Scott.
I'll suggest it to myself, because let me tell you, pork rinds and masks, not a good mix at all.
There you go. Another piece of advice.
So just a heads up there if you like to eat those. All right, as you take a look, we're also giving you a heads up on Hurricane Laura. And you're able to see right now, that was some flooding from earlier today. As you're able to see, that is Hurricane Harvey. All right, making landfall about 3 years ago. This is what we were dealing with back in 2017. Record rainfall with Hurricane Harvey. The rescues continued. More than 50 inches of rain in some spots. Yeah, so this is what's going on now as all eyes are on Hurricane Laura because, yeah, Harvey fresh on our minds, but they're going to be two different systems. We'll have more of that coming up in a second. You're able to see the visible satellite right now, and as I put this into motion, you're able to see that as it is continuing to gain some strength, you notice that we have more of these outer bands, this outflow happening, and that's a sign of a mature hurricane, and it's continuing to gain in some strength. As we zoom in just a bit more, you can see some of the thunderstorm activity around that center of circulation continuing to show up. So I will not be surprised to see this expand even more. So that's what we're looking at as far as Laura is concerned. If you're just now joining us, that center of circulation is 480 miles southeast of Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's moving to the west-northwest at 17. Winds are about 80 miles per hour, sustained near the center. It will increase in strength, feeding off of very warm Gulf waters that are about 85 degrees, 88 degrees, or warmer than that. So that's fuel for these storms. And by tomorrow afternoon, a strong Category 2 hurricane already with winds sustained near about 110 miles per hour near that center of circulation. What's interesting, then late tomorrow into tomorrow night, possibly some intensification right before it makes landfall, going into late Wednesday into early Thursday morning to a Category 3 hurricane. Remember, Category 3 is at 111 miles per hour. Forecast is for 115 miles per hour, possibly making landfall right on the border of Louisiana and southeast Texas. So this is something we will keep our eyes on. But remember, within this cone of uncertainty is where that center could track. It's something that we definitely need to watch closely. And through the day on Thursday morning, riding almost along the state line. But that doesn't mean that's where the impacts are going to be felt the most. Yes, we're going to see the strong storms around that center, strong winds around that center of circulation, but the rainfall from that and outer bands from that definitely causing some problems. And then by the time we go into Sunday, just kind of raining itself out. So tracking Laura, I just want to point out that right there, you see how these forecast models are very close together? That's good forecast model consensus. And that's what we look at when we are tracking these systems. So satellite and radar combined shows that right here, there's a big area of high pressure. Remember, tropical systems have to ride around different systems. They don't really steer themselves that much. They're steered by the upper level wind. So that's what we're looking at right now. There is favorable wind shear. What that means is if we have high wind shear, that will rip apart a storm. It's going into an area of favorable wind shear, and that's why I do expect that strengthening to continue, and that's why we do have the tropical storm watches, warnings, hurricane warnings in effect. That does include Galveston up to Port Arthur, stretching its way over into parts of Louisiana. So will we see some impacts here in North Texas from Laura? Let's bring in meteorologist Aaron Moran for more on that and your extended forecast. Aaron.
Well, Scott, right now we're just waiting for the clouds to begin to building in. That's what we're anticipating tonight. But we've got temperatures this afternoon sitting in the mid and upper 90s across North Texas with winds out of the east, northeast at 5 miles an hour. So we're already starting to notice a little bit of a northeasterly wind. Tonight, we're going to watch for a spotty shower, mainly to the east of I-35. Most of us are dry. We're expecting temperatures in the mid and upper 70s, but the rain chances really begin to pick up as we make our way into tomorrow. We'll have scattered showers and storms, especially east of I-35. Coverage is at about 30 to 40%, and that continues into Thursday as well. So the farther east you are of I-35, the better chance you will have of seeing especially some of that heavier rain, particularly on Thursday. We look to Paris, Sulphur Springs, Mineola, and Tyler, where we could see 1 to 3 inches of rainfall accumulate before all is said and done. And then summer takes back over for the weekend. We've got upper 90s, low 100s forecast, a little bit more rain on the forecast for Monday and Tuesday of next week. But for right now, expect more clouds over the coming days, scattered showers and storms, and temperatures slightly below normal, 92 for Wednesday, 89 for Thursday. Ken?